neutral.
There was no conduct.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, these admins on campus.
What was that? What'd you think of that?
These administrators on campus from MIT, Harvard.
A rage. And it's interesting because I knew exactly what they would say, but when I watched them say it, the hypocrisy.
Yeah, just
the smile from Liz McGill.
For the folks watching yesterday, or it was recording after
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, there was they were brought before Congress, the administrators from Harvard, MIT, and Penn.
Yes.
And the question was, is calling for Jewish genocide against your community guidelines or policies?
Is it harassment?
Is it harassment?
When that speech turns into conduct, it could be
just
harassment.
Replace Jewish with black or any other minority.
What?
Is calling for genocide against African Americans, is that against your conduct? Would they say, well, we wouldn't want to have backlash against...
same policy.
Why didn't
we
they
should
do
go
that?
there to these campuses.
Why didn't they ask the question like that? Like, is it harassment when you call for genocide of African Americans? Is it harassment when you call for genocide of women?
I think they did. One of them did, actually. And they, one of them did to the Harvard.
Yeah, what did she
So she said we have the same policy for every group when it comes to free speech. So I was thinking we should go to Harvard and like hold up racial slurs and
see how we do.
Happens.
I don't know if you want to do that. That might not be the
Maybe
best look
somebody else
for
should.
Jewish advocacy to like, let's go full racist the other way and see how they react.
Here's what we do. We take the SATs, we get into Harvard.
Yeah.
All right. We stay there for 3-4 years and then we do
Michael is committed to fighting anti-Semitism.
And then we do it.
Yeah.
Just the whole time planning for his senior year protest.
I saw conduct on all these campuses where Jewish students were actually physically assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So why is that not taken into account? This has gone beyond speech.
Very unsettling.
There is something so ridiculous, only an intellectual would believe them. And that's what you're seeing in this campus culture. And like for the kids, what were you going to say?
What is it? Like what are those presidents thinking? Like why have their lawyers been like, this is how you have, it was obvious. They're like, you're going to get asked this question and this is what you read. Like,
they gave the same answer.
Yeah, why is that the stance? I don't understand. Do you?
I think it's what you said before, that as soon as you concede the territory of like turning the outlook of how you look at these things politically or narrative-wise on its head and admit to something, it turns the whole worldview upside down. There is a view in the far left intelligentsia that the world is viewed in oppressor and oppressed. Israel and the Jewish people in this context are the oppressors, and everyone else who's victim is the oppressed.
And they can do anything they want
and they
to
can
the
do
oppressed.
anything to oppressor. And for them to say otherwise will flip the narrative on its head. I feel like it is influenced by this idea that Jews as a minority, and that's why I'm saying that I think there's this double standard, because there's this perception Jews are part of the white, privileged class that are doing well, and we don't attribute their success to anything they've done. It's all exploited.
It's because of our skin color, even though we're not all white, but that's fine.
No, and I think they look at it that way, so they're like not looking at us as some marginalized minority.
I understand that academically or like culturally on the left, but I mean like why is like the Harvard legal team like
giving
really
them that
committed
line
to like not protecting the Jews? Like I understand why the professors and the students feel that way, but why is the legal stance like
maybe it's not the legal
them?
stance. They're probably saying to their lawyers, we can't this is what we have to do. We cannot take a stand in regards to hate speech.
It's them telling the lawyers.
I think so. I don't know. I'm sure the lawyers are Jewish. No, I'm sure.
You're gonna like this. I heard something very chilling from someone at an event recently who spoke about when he was in college in the 70s. There was roommates in his dorm that held up in their room like anti-Semitic posters, anti-Jewish paraphernalia, regalia, whatever you want to call it. Like, is regalia the word? Paraphernalia, and then paraphernalia.
Souvenirs.
Stuff in their room. And it was very disturbing. They were from like... They were from either Iran or an Arabic country or something that was, and they were expressing hostility towards Jews very explicitly. And he went to complain to the dean, the admin, and it turns out that the school receives a ton of their funding from Qatar.
Yeah, you got to follow the money.
Follow the money.
Qatari
money, and they refused to speak out against it because they didn't want to upset Qatar. Qatar. I don't know how to say it.
That is the core of all of it.
Follow the money. And I never go there. And you do. He's a very... look at the beard. He likes the...
This is not a conspiracy. There's proven facts that all of that, the Arab funding for these universities is $40 billion or something over since the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah.
And so...
Chinese too.
Why?
China, they're behind it all.
Chinese are
Folks.
very
China. Sorry,
So
Michael, you
why
made me
would-
say it. You say China, I go China.
So they don't want to cut off their money flow, so
Yeah.
they're gonna
That's an
appease
answer.
the
That's
people.
an answer.
That's
I don't
an
know if
answer.
it's the answer. I don't know how
It
accurate
is the answer.
Yeah.
It's definitely the answer, and it's all going to come out. And guess what? Nobody's going to care because they hate us.
That's a nice note. It's true. Yes, I mean, follow the money, which is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
You never know where it's going to lead.